Hey, Lynn.
So we'll be asking you some questions
Yep.
to kind of give a direction to our new partners. And since you are our most favorite partner, just don't tell the others.
That's all right. I won't tell them.
So tell us about yourself and your home life, hobbies.
Yep, sure. So I've sort of been in, I guess, if we talk about the work life, I've been in accounting, business services, probably for 8 years now. I've been in, changed jobs a few times, as is pretty common these days. Now, it's my personal life. I'm married, got a couple of dogs. I think I came across the Codex, I think it was just a LinkedIn or something like that, and I ended up, investigating further and went to the website and really wanted to find out a bit more, because a lot of what was on the website and the content out there really aligned with the direction that I wanted to take my business. So yeah, that's kind of what led me to the Codex in the first place.
So were you working full-time at another firm?
I was full-time as an employee, as an accountant. I was also undertook some study to become a financial planner in that time as well. So I was giving financial advice as well. So I was kind of a dual role, but probably 80-90% accounting work. So yeah.
How did you transition from working full-time at another firm and then full-time to full-time Codex? Did you start as a part-time Codex partner transitioning to full-time? What's the journey?
Yeah, so I went basically full-time out the gate. Now, I was lucky in the sense that I built up a bit of a client base with the financial planning practice, and I was lucky enough to be able to acquire those clients and bring them across with me. It was a small book, only 35 to 40,000 of revenue in it, and a lot of individual tax returns. So not really the client base, not the optimal client base, but it was sort of some cash flow to start with. So yeah, I had a little bit of a leg up there in the sense that I could basically, it was still a big jump off of salary, but it was a start. It wasn't starting from scratch.
So Tom, if you are to give an advice as to, like, for example, someone like you who's married, and what sort of savings range should they have in the bank before they can transition from like a part-time Codex to like a full-time Codex partner?
I mean, look, that's very much dependent on like lifestyle and like individual situations. So it's hard to say on that basis. I mean, I was lucky that my wife was working full-time also, so I had a little bit of a buffer there. So I mean, that's to take into account, as well as, I mean, you probably want maybe at least 5 to 10 of savings just to cover you, a couple of months salary, because I mean the opportunity is out there. So if you work hard enough, you will be fine. So but at the same time, that's not a bad idea. If you really want to ease into it as well, you could just do something part-time, do the Codex stuff part-time, and transition out as you're getting more comfortable with the model. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. That's just the way I did it based upon circumstances, and I really wanted to push hard and really grow my business quickly. So that's why I went straight full-time into it.
What are the pros and cons of being like a full-time Codex partner, since you've jumped in there as a full-time partner?
Yeah, look, I'd like to say it's all pros. No, it is mostly all good. It is, I guess, the big one and the big challenge is that once you're kind of running your own practice, like the buck stops with you. So you have to deal with, you get to deal with obviously all the good stuff, and if things go really well, but you know, there obviously is days where, you know, it's pretty challenging and you've got that challenging client that's doing your head in. You have to deal with it, and you have to deal with it professionally. So, and you know, if they need that tax return lodged quickly, or those management reports for the board meeting next week, you know, you might have that late night just to keep up with it. But you know, you're not completely isolated, so there is that support. So if you do need support, the guys are always here for a chat for those tough times as well, which is when you need it the most.
Cool. As an aquatics partner, Tom, what services do you offer?
Yeah, so I offer your straight compliance work, so the tax side of things for business, small business, and also at the individual level, and maybe slightly unique to some of the other guys. I obviously have some financial advisory qualifications as well as a background in the financial markets a little bit. So I do offer some services around wealth creation as well, which ties in nicely with the tax side of things, because everything has a tax implication, and back the other way, everything has sort of a wealth creation implication as well. So yeah.
Cool. So how did you grow your business, and how has Aquatics helped you?
Yeah, so I guess I grew my business. There was a lot of organic growth through, I guess, just servicing your clients well, and that tends to lead to referrals and further work. But you know, probably a big thing I learned from a Codex is the sales side, and how important it is to nurture your sales pipeline, because you know, you can't just rely on referrals alone. And if you want to grow really quickly, you've got to go hard on the sales side of things as well. Not just selling whatever, but you know, just getting out there and letting people know that these are the services that you can provide and how it's going to benefit them for their business or personally.
So Tom, you have worked so hard, and we can all see that. That's why you are where you are now. But everyone wants to know how many hours you put in a week.
Yeah, so it does vary. Like I said before, you know, if some urgent work comes up, you could be putting in, you know, a 50, 60 hour week. But you know, you could have a week where you feel like, you know, just taking the foot off a little bit just to re-energize, and that could be, you know, maybe a 25 to 30 hour week. I mean, probably an example of last December, I decided I wanted to reno the backyard. So you know, I had the opportunity to do that. I'd worked hard leading up to, and you know, I spent a lot of time in the backyard doing that up. Obviously not a whole lot of work happened during that time, so you do have that flexibility to do those things from time to time, but yeah, it's obviously a trade-off between making money and living a little. So yeah.
Cool. So if you don't mind me asking, Tom, like, how many clients do you have, like, before you've actually achieved where you are now? Yeah,
so it might almost be on like almost on a revenue basis rather than a client basis, because I did come in with like a lot of clients, but not like a whole lot of revenue, if that kind of makes sense. So I think, you know, a good target for year one is probably, you know, around the $100,000 mark, and that's a good base. And I think, you know, just chatting with the other guys and how they've tracked along, you know, they're generally, you know, you might hit 150 to 200 after that, and 250, 300. That's kind of the progression, as long as you're putting in the time and working hard. You know, it's not unattainable. I think coming in, you think, oh, 100 grand's a big number, but if you do the right things and you're pretty diligent with doing the right things, you know, you can do it. So I guess the big thing for me is like a lot of it's mindset, and probably a codex really empowers you to like believe that you can actually do it. And once you start really seeing some progress, you kind of, the belief starts to increase. So, and that translates to winning new clients, because clients can smell the fear in a client meeting. So if they can sense that you're not 100% confident in your own abilities, then you're not going to win the work, regardless of whether you're the best technician or whatever. You might have been the best person for that job, but you've got to demonstrate that confidence in the way you present yourself. So, yeah.
Do you think there's a secret formula of like, is it a mix of like how many clients plus the quality of clients, or?
I think the secret formula is service your clients really well. And probably early on, it means you're probably going to over-service them. So it is a trade-off between doing like too much or doing too little. But I would just say early on, service those clients really well.
So Tom, you've already touched on some of the challenges that you've encountered before, but can you tell us more about the risks that you had to take and the other challenges that you also encountered?
Yeah, so I guess the biggest risk is obviously that it won't work out, and the loss of that financial security. So it's easy to feel pretty comfortable when you're an employee and you're guaranteed a salary, but the big thing here is when it's your own business, it's not a guaranteed salary. You've got to work hard for it. Obviously it motivates you to get out there and sell some more. But yeah, that's one of the risks, and I guess that is a challenge as well. Back to that belief that you can do it. So that's a big challenge. I'd say it's like a mental thing. Like a lot of people that come out and work for themselves, they do have the ability. It's just having that belief that you can do it.
Nice. So Tom, to close, if you are to give us 3 tips to success as a Codex partner, what would they be?
So probably number 1 is just work hard, believe in yourself, in terms of you're better than what you think you are, and enjoy yourself as well. Don't take yourself too seriously. You've got to enjoy life. So I think just by enjoying it, it translates into doing a good job and being enthusiastic around clients, and which turns into more work and having more fun.